Before we begin, I want you to answer one question. What if the life you're living today isn't the life you truly want? What if you're not stuck because you're unlucky? Not because you lack talent, not because the world is unfair, but because you've become too comfortable to change. Stay with me for the next 20 minutes, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you see your life. Right now, thousands of people are waking up. They'll drink the same coffee, drive the same road, work the same job, complain about the same problems. And tomorrow, they'll do it all over again, not because they love this life, but because it feels familiar. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe every morning, a small voice inside you whispers, there has to be something more. But another voice, the louder one, always answers, not today. The comfort zone never looks dangerous. It feels safe, predictable, peaceful. That's exactly why it's so powerful. It doesn't lock the door. It simply convinces you that you never need to leave. Your brain has one job, not to make you rich, not to make you successful, not to help you become extraordinary. Its oldest mission is simply to keep you alive. Anything unfamiliar feels like danger, even when it's actually opportunity. That's why starting a business feels terrifying. Speaking in front of people feels impossible. Changing careers feels reckless. Falling in love again feels risky. Your brain isn't protecting your dreams. It's protecting your routine. The most dangerous prison is the one that feels comfortable. No bars, no chains, no guards, only habits that slowly become your identity. Think about the dreams you had 5 years ago. Where are they now? Still alive or quietly buried under responsibility, routine, and fear? Nobody wakes up one morning and decides to waste their life. It happens, one comfortable decision at a time. I'll start next month. I'll wait until I have more money. I need more confidence. One excuse becomes another, and before you notice, years disappear. Comfort doesn't steal your future overnight. It steals one day, 1 week, 1 month, until suddenly you wake up wondering where your life went. The hardest truth you'll hear today, your biggest obstacle, may not be failure. It may be comfort, because failure teaches. Comfort slowly puts dreams to sleep. Imagine meeting your future self, 10 years older. Would they thank you for playing it safe? Or would they ask, why didn't you even try? You don't become extraordinary by making one giant leap. You become extraordinary by choosing discomfort again and again and again. This is where everything begins. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, not next year, right here, right now, because every meaningful life starts with one uncomfortable decision. And in the next chapter, we're going to uncover the hidden price of staying exactly where you are. Have you ever noticed how quickly a year disappears? One moment, it's January. You promise yourself this will be different. You'll finally start. You'll finally change. Then suddenly, it's December, and somehow, nothing changed except your age. Life rarely changes overnight. It changes so slowly that you barely notice it. A tiny compromise today, another tomorrow, until one day, you realize you've become someone you never planned to be. The comfort zone doesn't ask you to quit your dreams. It asks you to postpone them. Just 1 more week. Just 1 more month. Just 1 more year. And somehow, that year never ends. Think about the person you could have become if you had started 5 years ago. Imagine the skills, the confidence, the friendships, the opportunities. They're not impossible. They're simply waiting on the other side of fear. Fear is loud, but regret is much louder. You can recover from failure. You can rebuild after mistakes, but you'll never recover from the years you never lived. Most people think success belongs to the fearless. That's not true. Successful people feel fear every single day. The difference is simple. They move anyway. Confidence is not the beginning of courage. Confidence is the reward for courage. Nobody feels ready. Nobody knows exactly what they're doing. They simply take the first step. Your comfort zone whispers, "Stay where it's safe." But safety has a hidden cost. It slowly steals your curiosity, your ambition, your creativity, until you stop dreaming altogether. Every expert you admire was once a complete beginner. Every confident speaker once trembled with fear. Every successful entrepreneur once doubted themselves. The only difference is that they didn't stop. Ask yourself something honest. When was the last time you did something that truly scared you? If you can't remember, your comfort zone may already be deciding your future. Growth almost never feels comfortable. It's awkward, messy, embarrassing, sometimes painful, but every version of yourself that you're proud of is waiting inside that discomfort. The greatest opportunities in life rarely arrive when you feel ready. They appear when you're uncertain, when you're nervous, when you're tempted to say no. That's exactly why so many people miss them. Imagine if every fear was simply a doorway, not a warning, not a stop sign, but an invitation to become someone stronger. How many doors would you finally open? Your future isn't built by the choices you make once. It's built by the choices you repeat every day. Small habits, tiny decisions, quiet moments, that's where your destiny is written. So before you continue watching, I want you to ask yourself one final question. If nothing changes, where will you be 5 years from today? Because in the next chapter, we're going to uncover the invisible excuses that quietly keep millions of people trapped for an entire lifetime. There is one sentence that has stolen more dreams than failure ever could. I'll do it later. It sounds harmless, responsible even, but later has a strange habit of turning into never, and most people don't realize it until it's too late. You tell yourself, "I'm waiting for the right time," but the right time isn't something you find. It's something you create. The truth is, life will never stop being busy. Problems will never disappear. You'll never wake up feeling 100% ready. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're simply being realistic. But sometimes, what we call realism is just fear wearing a smarter disguise. Fear doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it whispers logic. Think about how often you've said, "I'm too old," or maybe, "I'm too young." Funny, isn't it? The excuse changes. The result stays exactly the same. Nothing changes. Your comfort zone knows exactly how to speak to you. It knows your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. It doesn't need to stop you forever. It only needs to stop you today, because tomorrow it can do the same thing again. Imagine if every excuse you've ever made became a brick. How large would the wall be between you and the life you've always wanted? Maybe you've been building that wall for years. Nobody else built that wall. Not your parents, not your boss, not society. One small decision at a time. You placed each brick yourself, and that means you also have the power to remove them. What if failure isn't your greatest enemy? What if comfort is? Failure teaches. Failure sharpens you. Failure forces you to grow. Comfort asks for nothing and gives you nothing in return. Look around. Most people aren't unhappy because they failed. They're unhappy Because they never discovered what they were truly capable of becoming. That question follows them for the rest of their lives. One conversation could change your career. One application could change your future. One phone call could change your entire life. But those moments only happen when you're willing to act before you feel ready. The people you admire aren't living a different life because they're luckier. They're living differently because they became comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the secret nobody talks about. Your future self is quietly watching every excuse, every delay, every missed opportunity, and every courageous decision. One day, you'll become that future version. The only question is, will they be proud of you? Life doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards action. Not perfect action. Not fearless action. Just action. Small steps, repeated consistently, can transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding that fear will no longer make your decisions. Imagine how different your life could look 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Everything begins with tomorrow morning. You've already taken the first step. You're still here, still listening, which means some part of you knows you're meant for more. In the final chapter, we're going to leave excuses behind and talk about exactly how to break free from the comfort zone, starting today. So, how do you escape the comfort zone? Not with one giant leap, not by changing your entire life overnight. You escape it, one uncomfortable choice at a time, every single day. Tomorrow morning, wake up just 10 minutes earlier, take a walk, read 10 pages, write one idea, make one phone call you've been avoiding. Small actions create extraordinary lives. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. The people who change their lives aren't always inspired. They simply keep moving, even on the days they don't feel like it. Every time you choose courage over comfort, your confidence grows, not because fear disappears, but because you prove to yourself that fear no longer controls you. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to be perfect. You simply need to become a little braver than you were yesterday. That's enough. One decision, one habit, one conversation, one opportunity. Never underestimate how one small moment can completely rewrite your future. 5 years from now, you'll wish you had started today, not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today, because the future is built by what you choose, right now. Imagine waking up 1 year from now, healthier, stronger, more confident, not because life became easier, but because you finally decided to stop hiding from it. Every dream you've ever had is still possible. Maybe not exactly the way you imagined. Maybe not on the timeline you expected. But possibility still exists. As long as you refuse to quit. Remember this, your comfort zone has never loved you. It only wanted to keep you predictable. Growth asks more from you, but it also gives you everything comfort never could. You are far more capable than your fear wants you to believe. You've survived difficult days before. You've overcome challenges before. There is strength inside you that you haven't even discovered yet. So when this video ends, don't just feel inspired. Do something, anything. Take one step that your future self will thank you for. 1 year from today, you could still be making excuses, or you could be living the life that once felt impossible. The choice has always belonged to you. If this message reached your heart, maybe it wasn't an accident. Maybe today is the day your new story begins. Not because everything changed, but because You decided to change. Before you leave, I want you to make one promise. Promise yourself that you won't let another year pass living a life that doesn't truly belong to you. If this video inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. And if you're ready to build a stronger mind, a better future, and a life you'll be proud of, subscribe to Instruction to Your Life. Because this is only the beginning. I'll see you in the next video.